Hey guys, welcome to a video, and today we're here and we're talking about Netflix, one of the best streaming services currently, and it's changing how we watch movies and TV shows. Netflix isn't a regular streaming service. Every time you watch a movie, it shows you movies you've watched and shows recommended movies and movies related to the ones you've watched and has them categorized by action, family, superhero, and more. The reason Netflix is so popular now is because all the movies and shows I've watched is they're really good, and I like how it recommends you things that are really good, but you just have to see to find out. There's a lot of movies I've seen on Netflix and a few shows as well. Ever since COVID, because people weren't going to the movies, they made a lot of stuff on Netflix, Disney Plus, and HBO Max, who have been the main ones. Then other networks started making stuff like Hulu, Paramount Plus, Peacock. I've seen things like the Flash TV series, Black Lightning series, John Lewis movies, Sonic movie, Jingle Jangle, Christmas Chronicles, Evolution of Hip Hop, Next Gen movie, Christmas Chronicles 2, Red Notice, The Five Bloods, No Time to Die, The Harder They Fall, Minions Rise of Gru, Sing 2, The Bad Guys DreamWorks, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, Woman King, Homecoming movie, Our Great National Parks, Hustle, Queen Cleopatra, Extraction 2, Glass Onion, They Climb Tyrone, Dashing Through the Snow, Leave the World Behind, The Color Purple, King Richard, One Night in Miami, Equalizer 3, Young Sheldon, Madam Web, Supercell, The Wonder Years, Meet You Next Christmas, The Forge, Mary, Too Hot to Handle, Carry On, 6888 and The Madness. Of course, you gotta see these yourself, but these are great movies, each with different storylines. The Flash TV series is about the fastest man alive, Barry Allen, and how he went through the loss of his mother, his father thrown in jail, and bad guys in his corner. He protects the ones in Central City by getting struck by lightning and gets speed powers and can use the speed force and go up to Mach 1. Black Lightning is another superhero series about Jefferson Pierce, who wants to protect the city of Freeland against Tobias Whale, who is pure evil and uses one of the side characters as his main sidekick to try to kill Black Lightning, but then soon other people in Jefferson's family get powers, including Anissa Pierce, who goes by Thunder and uses thunderclaps and roars, then Jennifer Fierce, who throws red lightning and conducts electricity and can fly. The John Lewis movie is called Good Trouble and is about how John Lewis caused good trouble during the civil rights movement until recently he became a congressman in Atlanta. But later that year he passed away, but luckily I've got to meet him in an interview with a project based on injustice and was a great guy, and this movie shows that. And he wrote a book called March, which is a series about how they sat in segregated lunch counters and walked in freedom rides. The Sonic movie is about a hedgehog who has speed powers and is in Green Hill City and is the one on the run from Dr. Robotnik, who finds two humans, Detective Donut and Prince Lady, and they go on an adventure to collect 7 rings. Jingle Jangle is a movie about a successful toy inventor, Jurelikus Jangle, and shows how he made a successful invention. Until he grew old, bad things happened, and his assistant stole his invention, and he lost his art and wanted to build something revolutionary until he finds a beautiful young girl, Journey, who helps him solve the mystery and gets their invention back. Christmas Chronicles are my favorite to watch in Christmas season, and it shows a family in Lower Massachusetts and how they celebrate Christmas. And their mom works late on Christmas Eve, and Kate and Teddy are looking to get a video of Santa on Christmas Eve and end up in Santa's sleigh and have to find Santa's sleigh that crashed. The reindeer is scattered across the city, miles away from Massachusetts, and the sack of presents that flew off the sleigh. They eventually get all the presents in time with the help of Kate and Teddy. The second movie is very similar. Christmas Chronicles 2 has in New Mexico where they mourn the loss of Kate's dad, and Kate's mom has a new love interest, Bob Booker, and it's about how they become a bond as Kate Pierce gets kidnapped on a golf cart with Jack Booker, Bob's son, and they sent to the North Pole and meet Miss Claus until an evil elf in human form, Belznickel, plans to take over the Christmas star and causes the elves to go crazy. And then together, hey, stop Belznickel and get a new star and defeated him. And then Miss Claus encourages him to be good again as he turns back into an elf. Then Kate and Jack go back to Mexico where they go caroling with Teddy, Kate's mom, and Bob. Hip Hop Evolution is a docu-series about how hip hop started in South Bronx, New York, with small artists like Grandmaster Flash, Sugar Hill Gang, Run DMC, Public Enemy, Africa Bambaataa, and then spread out west to California, New Orleans, Atlanta, and all across America. Next Gen is a movie about a rebellious girl and a runaway combat robot unite to stop a madman's technological plan for world domination. It's about a girl who hates robots and lives in a world where everything is run by robots, and a new group of robots are on the rise known as Q-bots, and Justin Pin is behind this and attacks the city and becomes a robot himself. The girl falls in love with the robot Project 77, who is great and shoots lasers. So now she trains it to fight against the bad guys and eventually defeats Justin. Red Notice is a movie about the world of international crime. An Interpol agent attempts to hunt down and capture the world's most wanted art thief. Dwayne Johnson needs to clear his name, and Nolan Booth, played by Ryan Reynolds, wants to become the greatest art thief to find the golden egg from Cleopatra, but they get beat because a bishop, played by Gal Gadot, who turns out to be a good guy and was playing the game all along. They eventually clear their names and report the eggs to Egypt. The Five Bloods is a movie about four African American veterans battle the forces of man and nature when they return to Vietnam looking for the remains of their fallen squad leader and the gold fortune he helped them hide. No Time to Die is a spy movie about James Bond enjoying a tranquil life in Jamaica after leaving active service. However, his peace is short lived as old CIA friend Felix Slater shows up and asks for help. The mission to rescue a kidnapped scientist turns out to be far more treacherous than expected, leading Bond on the trail of a mysterious villain who is armed with the dangerous new technology. The Harder They Fall is a Western movie about gunning for revenge, outlaw, not love, sidles up with this gang to take down enemy Rufus Buck, a ruthless crime boss who got sprung from prison. Minions Rise of Gru is about in 1970s young Gru tries to join a group of supervillains called the Vicious Six after they out their leader, the legendary fighter Wild Knuckles. When the interview turns disastrous, Gru and his minions go on the run with the Vicious Six hot on their tails. Luckily, he finds an unlikely source for guidance, Wild Knuckles himself, and soon discovers that even bad guys need a little help from their friends. Sing 2 is the sequel to Sing and is about a can-do koala, Buster Moon, and all his all-star cast of animal performers prepared to launch a dazzling stage extravaganza in the glittering entertainment capital of the world. There's just one hitch he has to find and persuade the world most reclusive rock star to join them. What begins as Buster's dream of big time success soon becomes an emotional reminder of the power of music to heal even the most broken heart. The Bad Guys is a DreamWorks movie about an after lifetime legendary heist. Notorious criminals Mr. Wolf, Mr. Snake, Mr. Piranha, Mr. Shark, and Miss Tarantula are finally caught. To avoid a prison sentence, the animal outlaws must pull off the most challenging con yet, becoming model citizens under the tutelage of their mentor, Professor Marmalade. The gang sets out on the fool of the world that they are turning good. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is about Green Hills. Sonic is eager to prove that he has what it takes to be a true hero. His test comes when Dr. Robotnik turns with the new partner Knuckles in search of a mystical emerald that has the power to destroy civilizations. Sonic teams up with his own sidekick Tails, and together they embark on a globe-trotting journey to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands. So he goes on to eventually find the emerald and gets Knuckles on his side to defeat Dr. Robotnik, who wants the emerald for himself. Woman King is about in the 1800s, a group of all-female warriors protect an African kingdom of Dahomey with skills and fierceness like anything the world has ever seen. Faced with a new threat, Jin Naniska trains the next generation of recruits to fight against a foreign enemy that's determined to destroy their way of life. Homecoming movie is a documentary about Beyonce's performance at Coachella Music and Arts Festival. She wrote and produced it. Our Great National Parks is about the power of the planet's greatest national parks and wild spaces, narrated by Barack Obama. He shows the world's national parks and wildlife. Hustle is about a basketball scout who discovers an extraordinary player abroad. He brings the phenom back without his team's approval. Queen Cleopatra is about Egypt's last pharaoh. Cleopatra fights to protect her throne, family, and legacy. Extraction 2 is about Commando Tyler Rake embarks on a dangerous mission to save the ruthless gangster's imprisoned family. Glass Onion is about a tech billionaire, Miles Braun, who invites his friends for a getaway on his private Greek island. When someone turns up dead, Detective Benoit Blanc is on the case. They Clone Tyrone is about a series of eerie events that thrust into a luckily true onto the trail of a nefarious government conspiracy. It prevents questions of control and bodily autonomy through rethinking caricatures of black people, all with hefty nod to the black population of the 1970s. Dashing through the snow is about after traumatic experience. Eddie Garrick, a social worker, no longer believes the magic of Christmas. At the request of his estranged wife, he brings his daughter Charlotte to work, where a magical adventure begins for them. Leave the World Behind is my favorite, and it's set in an apocalyptic world where there are some tests that happen, and there was a family on a vacation away from the city but finds out things are happening, and they have to find out before something else bad happens, and soon find out it's a civil war. A family vacation on Long Island has interrupted by two strangers bearing